Hey, everybody. What's going on?
We're back again.
Yes, we are.
Hoping everybody's doing fabulously.
I'm sure they are.
Well, I still hope so anyways. I know I always say that, but I'm still hoping so.
Well,
because, Father's Day can be really tough on some people. So
true.
If Father's Day is tough on you, hoping that you're having the most wonderful day no matter what. You're finding other ways to distract yourself and even better things to think about.
Well, if you're here, we'll try to cheer you up.
Mm-hmm.
Laugh with us or at us. Either way, have a laugh, hopefully.
And for one excuse, us, Tim and I are both eating French fries right now.
Had a late start today.
Mm-hmm. That's why we'll get a quick episode in.
I got to hear Jolynn complaining. I'm too tired.
Yeah, I did. I said it's way too late. And Tim said, well, what about a 10 to 15 minute episode? I said, yes, but it has to be 10 or 15 minutes.
Just like when we have sex, I'd say, don't worry, honey. It'll be real quick. It'll be real quick. It'll be over before you know it.
So bad.
You don't even have to kind of be there. Just kind of...
Oh, that is something.
You can be asleep. Just don't move. I'm trying to do something here.
You want me to be a doll?
No.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
Well, you are a doll, but...
Thank you, Panda Bear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not actually a doll. But...
You are. You're my doll.
Aw. And you're my doll, Panda Bear.
Well,
it's
Chris,
true.
Yesterday's episode was interesting.
It was.
Learned a lot of stuff.
It's true. It was nice getting to meet Chris, through the podcast.
Yeah.
And Chris and his wife, Christine, they have the Chris and Christine show.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it yet, but only so much in one day. I'll listen to some tomorrow.
It's true. That is one we're going to listen to.
Yeah, they've been doing it since 2019 as well.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like they started around the same time we started.
Mm-hmm.
Something about married couples wanting to start podcasts then.
Yeah. Well,
maybe because we know of us. And we know, of course, of Chris and Christine.
And there's to go to the bathroom?
I think you might be right. Let me go check on him.
Yeah, well, especially married couples that like each other's company.
Exactly.
And like to talk, together and kind of spread the love like that. Some couples don't like to, be together, which is kind of, I understand if that's the case, but sometimes it is what it is, But a lot of stuff. Another dog thing I read in the paper today that
Good kitty. He just peed for mommy.
Oh right, he didn't pee for me.
Oh well, you weren't in there. You were talking to our audience.
That's true.
Oh, but you were saying before I interrupted you to tell you that our kitty peed.
I saw there was an article. I'm trying to hold on. Luxury.
Mm-hmm.
The dog got stabbed in Central Park.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, some asshole had his 3 pit bulls off the leash.
Yeah.
And I guess these other dogs, it was just something, excuse me, something happened and an argument ensued and the asshole pulled the knife and fucking stabbed the one dog. And by the time they got it to the vet, they had to put it down because it was just, wasn't going to make it. So
people are awful sometimes.
And I guess they're looking for the guy and hopefully they'll get him and put him down.
I get it. That's screwed up. A stylist I used to go to who was amazing. If you're in New York City, Fades by Joe. Check him out. He is spectacular. He's a great stylist. I used to go to him. Now I go to Dramatics 57. They're amazing too. Glitter, go to her. She's spectacular.
Sounds like a stripper.
But she's not a stripper.
That you know of.
That's a good point.
That's a good stripper name, though.
It is a good stripper name. It's true. And yeah, you're right on that. I was going to say Fades by Joe is not a good stripper name. Actually, Fades by Joe is a good stripper name, too.
Same.
There you go. Oh, that is awful. Oh, I hate that. That makes me so sad.
Yeah, see, it got him right in the side there.
Some people are just truly terrible.
Yeah. Fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah. Well, the reason I brought up Fades by Joe, I remember he told me at one point he had a beautiful cat, also a tuxedo kitty. And his cat was indoor and outdoor, both of them. And there was one point he said I was inside, and he said, I heard my cat scream.
Mm.
And I ran to the window and looked outside. He said, I knew this. There was a neighbor that had pit bulls that they fought.
Mm-hmm.
So these are like pit bulls are some of the sweetest dogs in
They
the
are.
world. They're snuggly.
They are.
They're great pets. But like with anything, you can train them to fight. And if you train them to fight, they're quite ferocious and they're dangerous.
They're very strong.
Yeah, and they're very strong.
And like I said, if you ever get attacked by one, it doesn't feel like you should do this, but if you find you put your arm down its throat.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I bite your arm, don't pull it out.
Shove your arm
as much as you can deeper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it'll,
Mm-hmm.
basically spit you out and kind of be like, what the fuck happened?
Makes sense.
And kind of, you can get your bearing.
That makes sense.
But,
I get it. But there was a, Joe was telling me about how he heard his cat scream. And he went to the window and he saw that one of the pit bulls had grabbed a hold of his cat and just tore it apart. And he said, I ran outside and said basically to the neighbor, what the fuck? Why did you let your dog do this?
mm-hmm.
And the neighbor just said, well, maybe you shouldn't leave your cat out. So he said, yeah, I can't have pets anymore. I said, I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Tim had just handed me the article. This had said, the owners of the 14-year-old rescue dog who died following a brutal stabbing in Central Park are terrified over the sudden attack. That included the alleged knife man sicking his pack of vicious pups on them. Now, Brian Robert, that's the dog daddy's name, 52, said he doesn't know what his dog's alleged murder is capable of after the Saturday night advertisement. Just a minute.
Oh. Yeah. Oh.
It's an advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
I know, how annoying. Now, the advertisement has brought us to a different site.
There we go. There we go.
Okay. After the Saturday night nightmare, which ended with his poor pup Eli sprawled on the pavement, soaked in his own blood following a canine brawl that also involved the killer's 3 dogs. That's why Brian said he's now avoiding the park and storing a machete near his door. He's a crazy guy, Brian told the Post Sunday about his alleged attacker, whom he's familiar with because he often sees him walking what he identified as 3 mini bullies around the park near 106th Street and Park Avenue entrance. Mini bullies are the mix of the American Pit Bull Terrier and the American Staffordshire.
It's not a derogatory term when he said bullies. It's just...
Yeah. It's, and bullying I never think of as a derogatory term.
Well...
It's not like it's a racist thing. It's not like it's a...
I'm just saying you can take it that way, but...
Yeah, it's referring to somebody who attacks other people unnecessarily. That's a bully.
Right, but this isn't the case for this.
Yeah, but and it sounds like these dogs attack unnecessarily, by the sounds of it. So I would think bullies are probably right on the money with it.
I don't think so if you had them off leash.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They attacked unnecessarily. But Brian had even complimented the man's dogs in the packs. They looked like mini pit bulls, he said, and he admired them. But apparently his goodwill didn't make an impression on the knife-wielding animal, especially after he chastised the man at about 8:30 p.m. Saturday for letting his dog snap at Brian's other pup, a tiny 17-year-old miniature pinscher named Sadie. I was trying to correct him and say it's not okay, your dog just tried to bite my dog, said Brian, who didn't want his full name used out of fear of retribution. And then he just wanted to be a tough guy, and he started trying to talk to me like he's my dad. I know the guy. I've spoken to him, but his dogs never tried to bite my dog. We just had words like regular stupid guy words. And he and his wife, Melanie, kept trying to walk away. But things escalated quickly. It happened so fast, so sudden. Before the couple knew it, the man had loosened his own dogs off their leashes and sicked them on Brian. That is the ultimate symbol of a bully right there.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, 3 dogs are attacking me and my wife. My wife picked up my little dog because the suspect was trying to punch me. Yeah, that's a bully. He was exhausted, Brian said of his poor pooch. When he was younger, he would have been able to handle this. Brian punted one of the aggressive dogs, he said, but the leashes had all tangled together. That's when the man allegedly whipped out a folding knife and sunk it deep into the senior pup, who Brian had rescued 12 years ago. He heard Eli cry out. My dog never stood up again. The perp who was wearing an orange hat, gray shirt, and blue jeans took off with his angry animals. Police are still hunting him. That's a dangerous person. This is a man who's. I wouldn't be surprised if he's killed somebody before.
But I'm saying, if he had a knife, you know what pisses me off?
What's that?
If this guy Brian had like fucking pepper spray, that's illegal. But this scumbag carrying a knife, because if he had pepper spray and sprayed it at the dogs would have been gone.
Yeah.
But if the cops caught him with pepper spray,
that's illegal.
Now he's in big trouble. Right. Even Mayor Adams said that's such a bullshit law.
No.
But nonetheless, yeah, I don't blame this guy. He should get that, because the next time he goes, you know, for a walk or anybody gives him a hard time, fucking mace them motherfuckers right in the face.
I get it.
And unfortunately mace the dogs, but you know,
I don't want to see him get arrested for it, but yeah.
But you know, I'd rather get arrested for macing somebody and have my fucking dogs alive.
Yeah. I get that.
You know what? Fucking give me a ticket. No problem. You have to put me in Rikers for that.
Mm.
You know, if this unfolded like that, and he sicked his fucking dogs on me, and I sprayed them with mace and sprayed him with mace, trust me, the cops wouldn't have fucking arrested me.
Mm.
Or I would have got an ROR.
But yeah.
You know, at least on my own recognizance.
Yeah. It just screwed up. This is a dangerous man. You sicked your trained fighter dogs on two human beings and their pet dogs that were not threatening you. That's a dangerous person. That's somebody who has done this before, I will guarantee.
Well, here's the thing. The cops already know who he is.
I would think so.
Where he lives.
Mm.
You know why?
Why is that? He's done it before?
No. All you have to do, because it was on 106th Street. The guy's not going to walk too far from there if he lives near there.
Good point.
So how many vets are in that area?
Mm. Good point.
So they go to the vets, which are open today.
Yeah.
Who has 3 pit bulls? This guy, that guy, the other guy. Okay.
Or does he even take his pit bulls?
I'm sure he does.
If they're fighter dogs, I would imagine.
If they're fighter dogs, they're not that small. These were smaller pit bulls.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, very easy to find these people, and they will. By tomorrow, you know, midday, this guy will be in fucking cuffs, and unfortunately, his dogs might be put down. And because that's, you know,
it's awful.
Which one killed the dog? We don't know, so they're all going down.
Well, none of them killed the dog. That's the thing. He killed the dog.
It didn't matter. The dogs were violent enough to attack.
Yeah.
They got to go down.
Yeah.
There's ground zero tolerance for that.
Yeah.
So again, like I said, unfortunately, if they ask that guy Brian, which dog attacked you, you know, all of them.
All 3 of them. Yeah.
You know, one more than the other, but basically all 3 of them. Then again, unfortunately, they all got to go down. Unfortunately, the owner won't go down.
No.
Hopefully, he goes to jail and have to go down on a few dudes. But once they find out what a scumbag he is,
maybe. I mean, it's a whole thing. It breaks my heart too. I get it. I want to see this. Like, you have fighter dogs that. Well, can you retrain them? Can you do it?
Oh,
From what I understand, it's been found that
he did pull out a can of pepper spray.
All right.
But it didn't do nothing. That's weird. That's really weird.
That is weird.
I'm
wondering what it is. It must not have been pepper spray.
Or it's not that green shit that I got you. You know, the cops use. Or it could have just been old, like expired.
Maybe. No, either way, it's so sad.
The guy, I think if you're high on PCP, it doesn't do anything. There's like one drug. I'm pretty sure. Let me look that up. I'm pretty sure it's PCP, angel dust. It won't do anything because it's something.
I think you're right. That sounds right.
Let me see. What drug repeals pepper spray? What else you got?
I got one more thing.
That thing from yesterday you said.
Yeah, I started this. I'm actually going to do a little bit more. It's called actually a soldier who fought in World War II, of course, for the United States. his body has finally been identified. This is what it was. Is actually he will be. Well, his name was Army Private First Class Leonard E. Adams. He was killed in action at age 25. This was January of 1945. Elements of his unit were supporting 5 companies attempting to secure terrain. This was in France, when they were surrounded by German forces and pounded with artillery and mortar fire. Now, they were given the order to attempt to break out on January 20th, but only 2 of the men in that group made it through the German lines. His body couldn't be recovered because of the fighting. Now, American Graves Registration Command recovered 37 unidentified sets of American remains around this area in France, but was unable to identify any as this Private First Class Adams. They started doing some more digging, and then literally did some digging. They disinterred the bodies on July 2021 and transferred them to DPAA. Which is another veteran site about identifying bodies of soldiers. This was a laboratory, for analysis, and that's when Adams was accounted for. Now, July 20th, 2022, after his remains were identified using circumstantial evidence as well as dental, anthropological, and mitochondrial DNA analysis. Now, his name currently is recorded on the walls of the missing at the Epinal American Cemetery. It's an American Battle Monuments Commission site in Villeneuve, France, along with others still missing from World War II. Now that he has been identified and he's going to be reinterred in the Kentucky Veterans Cemetery, there will be a rosette placed next to his name on this monument, just to indicate that he's been accounted for.
Very cool.
I'm happy he was found.
You know it's legal in New York for self-defense?
What's...
Pepper spray, as long as it's 0.75 ounces or less.
Okay.
Taser.
Okay.
A stun gun.
Okay.
And a personal alarm. But stun guns, you have to be too close normally.
Okay. I get that. And
plus, they don't really...
you shoot.
Yeah.
So, like, they jut out, right?
Yeah. Tasers are pretty funny, but...
Well, I'm thinking of, what is it? That movie. What?
Yeah.
It's so funny. Zach Galifianakis and
they did 3 of them.
Yeah.
The buddy movies when they went cross country.
Oh, I'm trying to remember.
Due Date, right? Not Due Date.
No, not Due Date. That was a funny movie too. But this one was with Bradley Cooper and just a moment.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up and then we'll wrap up this episode. I'm thinking. And I'm gonna mark this as unread. That way I can talk about these ones tomorrow. The Hangover.
The Hangover. That's what it is.
Funny.
When Zach Galifianakis was getting sprayed by that little kid.
Yeah, with tasers.
Now another movie I highly suggest.
Oh, we watched
Polite
this one
Society.
last night. Yeah, Polite Society. What an amazing movie.
So funny.
I think we mentioned it in yesterday's episode, but if we did not, the movie is amazing. It's a UK movie, excellent. The family that's basically the main family in it is an Indian family, Indian heritage family living in the UK. And then there's another family that's a Pakistani family that's living in the UK too. And it's cool. I'm loving the whole...
2 sisters.
2 sisters and living with their family. What a spectacular movie. And I'm just loving it. It's giving me life, the whole thing of these are not just a whole bunch of white people again. So it's pretty cool.
But it's very
excellent,
original.
Yes.
And it's just very funny. And my 2 favorite characters, of course, is the main character and the future mother-in-law.
Oh, yeah, that's so funny.
With the way they look at each other is so funny. The way they leer. The way they leer at each other is fucking brilliant, man.
It's excellent. The mother-in-law, the future mother-in-law, just,
when she goes to wax her.
So funny.
Oh, I think you're going to fuck this wedding up. I will not have you fuck this wedding up.
So good.
No, I won't. She rips.
Yeah.
It's very funny, man.
Great movie. So everybody definitely should see Polite Society.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you say we wrap up this episode?
I think so.
Thank you, everybody.
Sorry it's so short, but
tomorrow.
Father's Day, we'll catch up on everybody, and you can tell me your war stories. if you have any. And I emailed Pastor Goodluck.
Pastor Good Luck Onumonu.
So you should check his email. And I resent out shirts to Hua.
Hoo-ah?
Hoo-ah.
Is that right?
Short
Is that
Pants
right, Al
Robert.
Pacino?
Yeah. Short Pants Robert. Humble Dog. Lunar Lena. And let me see.
So your shirts are coming.
Your bigger shorts. James Beard. Chris.
Yeah.
Robert. Lena Marie. And James. Well, for some reason I have James Beard twice on my list.
That's funny. Is James Beard going to get the twice the amount of T-shirts?
No. This is his first time going around, but
All right.
everybody else is. And again, if they're bigger, I think like I sent Lordelina's the bigger one, but just re-gift it or whatever to somebody. It'll fit it, and somebody will use it, or just Goodwill it, whatever. But all right, have a good time, everybody.
Have a good night, and
Thank
we'll
you.
probably catch y'all tomorrow.
Yes. All right.
Bye.
Bye.